Hello, a very good afternoon. I'm Albert from東華 College. I must apologize that I will be presenting in English because I cannot speak Cantonese. I'm originally from Singapore, so I moved over to Hong Kong beginning of last year. So I joined東華 College to help the college lead a new program, which is the Management in Social and Business Sustainability Program. Okay, so for the next 10 minutes or so, I will share with you some information about this program. This is a very unique management program because the students will get to learn two sets of knowledge and skills. So the first set of knowledge and skills that students will learn is basically how to identify and analyze social problems, and then after that, how to develop solutions that are impactful and effective and that can address these problems. So if you look at the Hong Kong context, we have many social issues and problems. One of them would be poverty. So about 20% of Hong Kongers live in poverty, which is a very high percentage for a developed economy. Then we have other problems like social exclusion of ethnic minorities, social exclusion of people with disabilities. So they include people with physical disabilities, hearing impairment, visual impairment, intellectual disability, autism, Down syndrome. Then, if we look further, there are also other challenges in Hong Kong. The population is aging very rapidly. So, as the population ages, we have to face some challenges for the elderly, such as loneliness, mobility problems, onset of dementia. Then we have other social problems like mental health issues, because Hong Kong is a very stressful and very competitive society. Then other issues and problems include domestic abuse, domestic violence, different types of addiction like drugs, gambling, gaming. And then in Hong Kong, we consume a lot, we overconsume. So unsustainable consumption, environmental problems. Okay, so the students in our program will get exposed to a range of different social issues and problems, and they will be challenged to come up with impactful solutions to these problems. So the students will get to practice critical thinking, analytical thinking. So that is one set of knowledge and skills that the students will acquire. The second set of knowledge and skills that the students will acquire is to learn how to manage different types of organizations. So currently, if you look at the different types of organizations, many of them are actually very serious about helping society to solve problems. So you have businesses that practice corporate social responsibility, businesses that practice creating shared value. Then you also have the NGOs, the non-profit organizations. And the third type of organizations will be social enterprises. So our students will get to learn about the three different types of organizations, how they manage social goals, which is to solve social problems, and also how to be financially profitable or sustainable, which is how to manage their economic or financial goals. So basically, students in the program after 4 years will acquire two sets of knowledge and skills. One set will be learning how to manage different types of organizations, how to balance social and economic financial goals. The second set of knowledge and skills will be how to solve social problems. That means students during the 4 years will be able to take 2 sets of courses. One set of courses would be basically what you expect in a business administration program. So students will learn accounting, they will learn finance, marketing, management, economics. So they will learn how to manage organizations. Then the other basket of courses will be focused on how to solve social problems. So students will take interesting courses like social entrepreneurship, social innovation, fundraising, philanthropy, social impact measurement, corporate social responsibility, sustainability management. So basically, this is a very transdisciplinary program that will eventually develop the students to have 2 sets of knowledge and skills at the same time to build up their critical thinking and analytical thinking skills. A lot of the learning will actually be outside the classroom. So we will bring students out to different neighborhoods in Hong Kong to learn how to map communities' aspirations, their dreams, their aspirations. Students will learn how to look at the assets, resources, and strengths in a particular neighborhood. And they will also learn how to identify problems, challenges, needs in a community. So basically, students will learn how to interact with people in a community, how to do community mapping. So this could be through conversations, through interviews, through surveys. So there will be a lot of field work in the neighborhoods. Also, students will acquire skills in design thinking. So in the past 10 to 20 years, design thinking has been catching on. It's really about how you can meet the needs either of the community or of your consumers by engaging in empathy. So it's really about putting yourself in the shoes of the consumers or the community members when you try to meet their needs or to solve their problems. Students will also start to think about the future. So we will engage them in futures thinking. Futures thinking is basically you imagine like a better Hong Kong in the future, maybe in 20 years' time, in 30 years' time. And how do we get there? So we engage students in strategic thinking. What are the strategies that we can help Hong Kong society to move to that better state maybe in 20 or 30 years' time? Students will also learn social impact measurement, which is really catching on not only in NGOs, but also in businesses. Because a lot of organizations are asking the question, what is the impact of our activities on society, on the community, on the environment? So social impact measurement will be a very useful skill that the students will acquire. Then again, because this program is very practical, very applied, we will require students to do a work internship in the 3rd year during summer. And in the final year, students will do a capstone project. So for the capstone project, a group of students, maybe 3 or 4 students, will come together, identify a particular social problem, and then for the whole of their 4th year, they will try to develop a solution, to pilot test and implement the solution. Then every year in summer, we will organize overseas study tours, maybe to South Korea, to Taiwan, to Singapore, to Malaysia. And then the students will get to see how people in different countries identify their social problems and how do they solve their social problems. So the global exposure is very important because the worldview of our students will be enhanced. Then you might be thinking, so after graduation, what will our graduates be doing? Basically, they have 4 career paths that they can pursue. First, they can work in a business, especially a business that is passionate about corporate social responsibility or shared value. Second, they can choose to work in an NGO, either local or even overseas. Third, they could choose to work in a social enterprise. So the social enterprise sector in Hong Kong is growing very, very rapidly. So that is another third career possibility. The fourth possibility is the graduate and his or her friends could come together to set up their own social enterprise. Okay? And in terms of scholarship, for our first year students, if they have a DSE score of 14 or above, they will be eligible to get a full scholarship. For subsequent years, that will depend on their cumulative GPA score. We actually have a video, so if you have time, you can watch the video through YouTube or through our website. So thank you very much. If you have questions, you can look for us. I will be there at our booth, our東華 College booth. So thank you very much.